Hello all, in today's video we'll learn about fraction. What are fraction, different types of fraction, the comparison of fraction, the different ways how we can compare the fractions. So all that we'll cover in today's video. So let's start. What is fraction? Fraction is nothing but a part of a whole number. What is fraction? Fraction is part of whole number. What is whole number? Whole number is a complete number. There's 1, 2 which is not divided. That are whole numbers. And fractions are the part of whole number. So suppose if I have a pizza, it's a complete one pizza. It's not divided. So it's a complete one whole pizza. If I am dividing this pizza into 8 slices now, okay, so how many slices of pizza are there? 8 slices of pizza are there. And suppose 3 slices of the pizza are eaten. 3 slices of the pizza are eaten. And we need to find out the fraction of pizza eaten. What fraction of the pizza is eaten? How we can do it? Total slices are 8. Okay. And how many slices are eaten? 3 slices are eaten. So I can write it as 3 by 8 of the pizza is eaten. Similarly, if we need to find out what fraction of the pizza is still remaining, it's not eaten. So the total slices are 8. And what fraction is remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slices are there. So 5 by 8 of the pizza is remaining. Okay. Similarly, for another example, suppose we have here there are 5 circles, okay, and 2 of the circle is colored, and we need to find out what fraction of the circle is colored. How we can do it? Total number of circles here are 5, and how many of them are colored? 2 of them are colored. So 2 by 5 of the circles are colored. 2 by 5 fraction of the circles are colored. Okay. So what is fraction? Fraction is the number of equivalent part that we have taken. Number of equal part that we have taken. Here 3 that are eaten. 2 equal parts that we have taken. Number of equal parts divided by total number of equal parts. Number of equal parts we take total number of equal parts. What number of equal parts we took here? In this example, we took the equal number of parts of the circles which are circled, which are colored here. So that is 2. And total number of equal parts are, how many total circles are there? There are 5. So I hope fraction is clear. Fraction is nothing but a part of whole number. How we can find out the fraction of any number? Suppose we have given 5 pencils here, okay, or candles, okay, out of which one is used by someone. One of the pencil is used by someone, and we need to find out how many fraction of pencil is remaining. So total we were having 5, and how many are remaining now? 4. So 4 by 5 of the pencils are remaining. This is how we can find out the fraction. Okay. Now the number which we write below part of the fraction, the number which we write at the below part of the fraction is known as denominator, and number which we write at the upper part is known as numerator. Okay. The number which we write at the below part is denominator. The number which we write at the upper part is numerator. Okay. So I hope it is clear. What is fraction? Fraction is nothing but a part of a whole number. Whole number, the parts of whole number, these are fractions. Now we'll learn different types of fraction. Okay. So the first type of fraction is improper fraction. Let's start with proper fraction. The first type is proper fraction. In the proper fraction, the numerator, the upper part is numerator, the numerator is always smaller than the denominator. So in this case, what we have said is 3 by 8 of the pizza is eaten. Here the numerator 3 is smaller than the denominator, the complete part. We can't say that 9 by 8 of the pizza is eaten. This is not proper. 11 by 8 of the pizza is eaten. The total slice itself are 8. And how we can say that 9 of the 8 is eaten or 11 of the 8 is eaten? So these are not proper fraction. 3 by 8, 4 by 8, 5 by 8. Where the numerator is smaller than denominator. These are proper fraction. The second is improper fraction, just like this. These are not proper fractions. I can't say 9 by 8 of the pizza is eaten or 11 by 8 of the pizza is eaten. So when the numerator is greater than the denominator, they are improper fraction. Okay, proper fraction, numerator is smaller than denominator. Improper fraction, numerator is greater than denominator. The value of proper fraction is always less than 1. Less than 1. But the value of improper fraction is always greater than 1. Okay. Moving to the third, that is like fraction. Whenever the fractions have same denominator, they are known as like fractions. Suppose 1 by 7, 9 by 8, here in this, or 9 by 7, 11 by 7, 13 by 7. These are all like fractions where the denominator are same. Whenever the denominator of the fraction are same, they are known as like fraction. The next type of fraction is unlike fraction. Just reverse to that of like fraction. When the denominator is not same, then they are unlike fraction. No same denominator. Denominator not same. They are unlike fraction. Okay. The next type of fraction is unit fraction. Unit fraction, whenever there is 1 in the numerator, they are all known as unit fraction. 1 by 5, 1 by 4, 1 by 7, 1 by 3. Wherever there is 1 in the numerator, the fraction is known as unit fraction. Okay. Again, we have two more type. One is mixed fraction. What is mixed fraction? Mixed fraction consists of a fraction and a whole number. Suppose I have 3 apples here, okay, and half of the apple is eaten. Half of the apple is eaten. So how many is left with me? I have 2 whole apple, and for this half of it is eaten. So the value which is left is 2, 1 by 2, 2 and half. This consists of a whole number 2 and a fraction 1 by 2. So these are known as mixed fraction. Mixed fraction consists of a whole number plus fraction. Okay. Whenever there is a whole number and fraction together, they are known as mixed fraction. Okay. And the next one is the last one, equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. Equivalent fractions are the fractions, they have the same value. They are representing the same value. Then they are known as equivalent fraction. To understand equivalent fraction, suppose I have this diagram here. It's divided into 4 rectangles here. Okay. And suppose 2 of them are colored. Okay. What I can say is, what part of the diagram is colored, what fraction of the diagram is colored. Total is 4. And how many is colored? 2 of them are colored. So it is 2 by 4. Now what we have done is, we have just drawn a line here. We have further divided the same diagram, the same space into smaller pieces. Now if I have to find out what fraction of the diagram is colored. How many pieces are there now? 8. And how many are colored? 4. It is representing the same value. There is no change in the value. It is representing the same value. So these two numbers, these two fractions are known as equivalent fraction. 2 by 4, 4 by 8, they are equivalent fractions because they are representing the same value. Okay. So what we have learned right now is types of fraction. There are 7 types of fraction. Proper fraction, proper when the numerator is smaller than the denominator. It makes a proper sense. Improper fraction when the numerator is greater than the denominator, like 9 by 8, 11 by 8. These are improper fraction. Like fractions, fractions having same denominator, 1 by 7, 3 by 7. They are like fractions. Unlike fraction, fractions with different denominator, 3 by 5, 5 by 7. These are unlike fractions. The next we have seen is unit fractions. Fractions with 1 in the numerator are unit fractions. Mixed fraction, fraction that consists of a whole number and a fraction, like 2, 1 by 2, 5, 3 by 4. These are all in mixed fraction. And the equivalent fraction, the fractions which represents the same value, having the same value, are called equivalent fractions. Okay, so these are different types of fractions which we have seen. Now the next point, the questions you can see in exam is how to find out the equivalent fraction. Finding equivalent fractions. So they can give you any fraction value and they can ask you to find the equivalent fraction of that fraction value. So suppose they have given us the number 3 by 5 and they have asked to find the equivalent fraction of this fraction value. There are 2 methods you can find the equivalent fraction. The first is multiplying numerator and denominator by same number. Multiply numerator and denominator by same number. What we can do to find the equivalent fraction of 3 by 5? We can multiply 3 by 5 with same number. Suppose I'll multiply it by 3 and 5 also I'll multiply it by 3. What I'll get is 3 3s are 9, 5 3s are 15. So 3 by 5 equivalent fraction is 9 by 15. Similarly, if I'll multiply 3 by 5 by 2, this will give me 6 by 10. So 3 by 5, 9 by 5, 6 by 10. These are all equivalent fraction. So the first method to find out the equivalent fraction of the given fraction is multiplying the numerator and denominator by same number. The second method to find the equivalent fraction is divide numerator and denominator by common factor. Common factor. What are factors? Factors are the number that divide the given numbers completely with the remainder as 0. Fractions are the number that divides the given number completely by leaving the remainder as 0. Suppose they have given us the number 6 by 8 and they have asked us to find the equivalent fraction of 6 by 8. We know we can divide 6 by 2 and we can divide 8 by 2. So 2 is a common factor for 6 and 8. So what we can do is 6 divided by 2, 8 divided by 2, and what I'll get is 3 by 4. So 6 by 8 equivalent fraction is 3 by 4. Similarly, if we have the number 12 by 20, we know I can divide it by 2. Similarly, I can divide 12 by 20 by 4 as well. So if I'll divide by 2, I'll get 6 by 10. And if I'll divide 12 by 20 by 4, I'll get 3 by 5. So 12 by 20, 6 by 10, 3 by 5, these are equivalent fractions. So this represents this gives the same value. These are equivalent fractions. So there are 2 ways to find the equivalent fraction: multiplying the numerator and denominator by same number, dividing the numerator and denominator by common factors. Okay, this type of questions you can see in exams where they can ask you to find the equivalent fractions of given number. Okay, the next topic which we will cover is comparison between fraction. Comparison of fractions. Okay, again, comparison of fractions depends on the type of fractions. So suppose if they have given us like fraction, if there is a like fraction, what is like fraction? Fractions having the same denominator are like fractions. Suppose they have given us the 5/7 and 7/8, and we need to find out the the comparison of these fractions. We know these are like fractions because the denominator are same. If the denominators are same, then what we say is we just check the numerator. The numerator which is having larger value is the larger fraction. So in this case 7/8 is larger than 5/8. If the denominator are same, you just need to check the numerator. This is first type of fractions in which we can find the comparison if denominator is same. Okay, or you can also tell us unit like fractions, because when the denominator are same we said it to be a like fraction. The second type is if the numerators are same. If the number is 5/8, 8/7. In this case the numerator are same. Okay, if the numerator are same, so whenever they ask us to find the comparison of the fraction, what you need to check is you need to first check whether the numerator or denominator are same. If the denominator are same, just check if the numerator is larger, the fraction is larger. If the denominator are the numerator are same, what we need to check is we need to check the denominator, and the condition here is reverse. In this case, if the numerator is larger, the fraction is larger. In this case, if the numerator is larger, the fraction is smaller. So in this case what we can say is 8/5 is greater than 8/7. Okay, so these are the two methods where we can find the comparison if the numerator and denominator are same. Okay, third type of fraction where they can ask us to find the comparison is if the numerator and denominator are not same, they are not equivalent. Suppose they have given us the number 4/5, 5/7. Here numerators are also different, the denominators are also different. In this case, if we need to find out the fractions, the comparison, how we can do it? There are two methods to do that. The first method is cross multiplication. Okay, what we'll do in cross multiplication, we'll multiply 4/7, we'll multiply 5/5. 4 into 7, 5 into 5. 4 7s are 28, 5 5s are 25. Which one is bigger? 28 is bigger. So here what we can say is 4/5 is bigger than 5/7. So if the numerator and denominator are not same and we need to find out the comparison between the fractions, the first method by which we can find out the value is cross multiplication. Cross multiply the numbers, and the normal way how we can find the number, the larger number is greater than the smaller number. There is another method to find out the comparison when the numerator and denominator are not same. The first method which we have seen was just known as cross multiplication. The second method is by converting into like fraction. By converting into like fraction. What is like fraction? Like fractions when the denominators are same. When the denominators are same, we say that the fractions are like fractions. So in this case, what we'll have to do is to find out the comparison, we'll have to convert it into like fractions. How we can convert it into like fractions? In the denominator we have number 5 and 7. Okay, how I can convert 5 and 7 into a like fraction? We have to find out the LCM of 5 and 7. LCM is the least common multiple. So we know the multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and the multiple of 7 are 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Which is the least common multiple? 35. The LCM of 7 and 5 is 35. Okay, LCM is 35. If you don't know how to find out LCM, then in my another video, I have explained in full detail how to find out LCM, what is LCM, different properties of LCM. I'll put the link of that video in the description. Please go through that. It is very important to know how to find out the LCM for learning fractions. So in this case, we know the LCM of 5f7 is 35. Now what we can do is we have to convert this 7 and 5 into the least common multiple, that is 35. So what we'll do is 5 and 7, if I need to convert 5 and 7 into 35, that is LCM is 35. So we need to convert it into 35. I know to convert 5 into 35, I need to multiply it by 7. So what we'll do is into 7. If we are multiplying in the denominator, we have to multiply in the numerator as well with the same number. This type of mistakes are generally done in exam. We multiply the denominator, we forgot to multiply the numerator. What we have to do is we have to multiply at both the places. Now we know 7 4s are 28 by 35. Similarly 5 by 7, I need to multiply this by 5 to get the value 35. Again, if I am multiplying at the denominator, I will multiply in the numerator as well. This will give me the value 25 by 35. Now I have 28 by 35 and 25 by 35. These are like fractions, and in like fractions what we know is when the denominator is same, we just check the numerator. In this case 28 is bigger than 35, so 28 by 35 is bigger than 25 by 35. That means 4 by 5 is bigger than 5 by 7. Okay, these are the two methods through which you can check the comparison when the numerator is not equal to denominator. Whenever they give you any numbers and ask to find out the comparison, first check whether whether the denominators are same. Then we don't need to do any solve any problem. It's just direct check the numerator and write the value. Check if the numerators are same, check the denominator with less value, with smaller number will be greater fraction. And if the numerator and denominator are not same, we have two methods through which we can solve the problem. Let us cross multiplication and by converting into like fractions. Okay, so in today's video we have understood what are fractions, different type of fractions, how to find out the equivalent fractions, the comparison of the fractions with the same numerator, same denominator, and when the denominator and numerator are not same. Okay, in upcoming videos for fraction we'll learn how to find out the fractions of number, mixed fractions, and different operations which we can do on the fractions. Keep learning, keep studying. Thank you for watching.